So everybody give Bryce and High Cotton a round of applause. Now I've got
hundreds of lives you destroyed.
But I've got my card tonight to keep me on point so that I don't talk for 30 minutes. In 2010, I gave a speech that was compared to Clinton's 92 speech. So for those who get that joke, you know what I'm talking about. Anyways, this will keep me on point. But I want y'all to look around at the elected officials that we currently have in office around Memphis. You don't see many young folks. And every day when I'm hitting doors, I didn't get this tan from Tan and Go. I got it because I've been hitting doors every day. And basically what I hear when I'm knocking on doors, every day, I don't have a single day where I'm knocking on doors where I don't hear, we need new blood. We do. We need new blood because new blood, it has, look, and let me point, thank you. I'm going to point out one more thing, though. We've got a lot of people that are in office. There's plenty of exceptions of good people who are in office and have done a lot of great things. But, when's the last time we saw some new ideas from local government? It's time to bring forth some new ideas. And if you look at the platform that we've put together on this team, there's some stuff that people never thought about before. My experience growing up in Memphis, I saw the people that basically fled the city, went to Olive Branch and Germantown, Collierville. And while those communities are great, every day, people are coming from there, using our streets, using our services, but not paying for them. They drop back, they pay the property tax in another place, and they don't contribute to the services that they use on a daily basis. That's why we came up with the idea of taxing parking garages and taking every single dollar, not creating some new government program, but putting every single dollar towards lowering the Memphis property tax. That's how you get people to move back into Memphis. And I got to say, so often young people, they vote for president, but then they don't turn around and vote in these local elections that affect them most. And the thing is, they affect us the longest. We're currently, starting to get to the age where we're starting, and I'm saying that because I'm 32 now, but we're starting to get to the age where we're starting to have families, we're starting to start businesses. And I see young people doing so much incredible stuff in our city right now. We've got people basically creating their own culture in many ways. We have musicians, like the wonderful guys that are playing music for us tonight, the late greats. And then we got people like Will that are running the show at the Levitt Shell and then doing everything else that he does to create culture in the city. With musicians and our art scene and young lawyers are doing a lot of things now. And then I think of people like Skinny, who's opening up the High Tone back up. We've got people like Matt Martin, who's doing so much crazy stuff with the Black Lodge that we're going to see at some point. And then Larry Thompson's getting ready to open Newbies back up on Highland. There are young people doing so many incredible things in this city, but we don't see that many young people in office right now. That has to change. Now, I do want to say that just because you're young doesn't mean you should run for office. I do want to point that out. While we do need young blood, we need young people that do stuff. Having a college degree is great. That's a wonderful thing. But honestly, what matters most to me is community service experience. Getting involved in campaigns like this one's great, but don't just stop at campaigns. I've been a member of the Rotary Club recently, and then I've helped start the Memphis Bridge, which is a street paper. Homeless people sell it first of all, it discourages panhandling. Second of all, they create income, and it empowers them. There's all kinds of opportunities in this town. If you go to Caritas Village and sit down for 2 seconds, you'll find about 8 movements you can get involved with. It's not hard to find a group around town that you can get involved with and then get involved in your community. And that's my point I want to give to y'all today, because there's so many young, up-and-coming leaders in this crowd right now who are already doing what I'm talking about. I want to point out some of my friends right now, like Shayla, for example, who works at Memphis Area Legal Services. She does God's work at that place. I'm just going to say straight up that Memphis Area Legal Services does so many wonderful things, and putting your law degree to good instead of going to some big firm and making a bunch of money. That's thank you. And then we've got people like Fawn back here who work for the University of Memphis. Go Tigers! And specialization in sociology, right? You're doing social work. Social work. And that's the kind of stuff we need in town. I'd like to point out that I'm the only Tiger grad running in District 5. But, so go Tigers. But my point is we have so many young people in here, so please, please, please get involved in your community. Even if you don't want to run for office, get involved in campaigns, get involved in community service work. do it now, because though I'm 32 years old, I have over a decade of experience I can point to now. And when you want to do something like this, or if you want to open a business, or you want to do anything, doing this kind of work is going to take you in that direction. So please, honestly, I want to say, where's Steve Steffens at? How often have you seen an event like this with this many young people at it?
Almost never.
Thank you.
That's for damn sure.
And young people need to get involved. I mean, honestly, like, once again, we vote for president, we vote in these and certain other elections, but then we don't vote in city elections, and your city needs you. Our city has so many problems right now, whether you look at Memphis Animal Services, whether you look at other areas of the city, and I'm not pointing the fingers at anybody right now, but I just want to say that we need new blood, we need people to get involved, and we need people to make a difference. So please, please, please get involved. And basically this campaign, it goes beyond me, it goes beyond this one race. I think we need to take what's going on right now and look forward into the future. And I see a lot of people who've worked a lot of campaigns in the room. David's son back here, Vandy grad, he's worked, this is just 4th cycle now, and I got it right this time. But he's worked 4 campaign cycles. We have so many young people that have come up through the ranks. Alex McGriff's in here somewhere too. And thank you, there he is. So many of them have done multiple cycles, multiple campaigns, and this kind of experience is something that's kind of rare in Memphis, honestly. Like, we have a lot of people that run campaigns around here, but these folks know how to do it, and they know how to do it right. So if we can get a good young slate in the future for future races, I might be happy to volunteer some of my campaign manager expertise for free to make sure we get some more good people elected in Memphis, whether I win or lose this race. But basically, all I can ask everybody right now is just please make sure that you get involved, but don't just get involved. Get involved for the right reasons, the right candidates, the right causes. Make sure that when you're doing this work, you're not just doing it to network, you're not just doing it to benefit yourself. Make sure you actually have something that you're passionate about, especially, because if you do something you're not passionate about, you're not going to go as far with it. Pick the issue or the group that you are passionate about and dive straight in. That is where you're going to make the most progress, and that is where you're going to get to see change. Getting to see, in my years of work, when I called out, I was the first person in Memphis to call out for body cameras on all police. When I first called for that in 2013, everybody told me I was crazy. I said, John, that's never going to happen because it costs too much. That's just not going to happen. I'm sorry. Well, I kept pushing it, and unfortunately, we had a tragedy. And when that tragedy happened, I happened to be on the Citizen Law Enforcement Review Board, where I still sit, and the City Council made the awful mistake of not improving it yesterday. Basically, now, of course, now that I'm a member of that board, Memphis Daily News picked it up, ran an article on it, and I was able to run a social media campaign where I pressured city government into actually purchasing those cameras. Now, as of September, 2,100 officers, which is, we pretty much have 2,100 officers in the city, are going to have body cams on them. And let me clarify something on some remarks that were made at City Council yesterday. A certain city councilman tried to say that CLRB and everything else I've been working on is anti-police. Give me a break. It is not anti-police at all. Let me tell you, I've been to 2 events around U of M. I live in Normal Station near, go Tigers. And I've seen on 2 different occasions, one at the Normal Station Community Picnic, yesterday at the U District Night Out, I saw 2 different officers, one at each event, had a body cam on them. Both times I walked up to that officer and I said, body cams aren't getting implemented until September. How'd you get that camera? Each of them, I purchased it with my own money because it protects everyone. That is not, thank you. That is not anti-police, it's common sense. And that's why they had the cameras on themselves. It makes no sense. And in fact, we need transparency in all of city government, not just the police. I don't mean to target the police. We need transparency everywhere. And with the measure that went up to CLRB, and I'm sorry, I'm getting on my soapbox a little bit because I was pretty upset with what happened yesterday. What the measure called for that I've been fighting for over a year, all it required when CLRB makes a vote on a decision, it goes up to the director of police and the director of police with the ordinance that we're pushing, not currently. Currently, the director doesn't even have to pay attention to what we do. But with this ordinance, the director would have to choose whether to accept or turn down what we're pushing and publish the response on a public website. Our ruling can still, even with the ordinance we've been fighting for, be thrown out. All we're looking for is transparency, not a power grab. They've already budgeted $200,000 for staff so that we can actually have investigatory power. All we're asking for is transparency. And I think with the animal services as well, I think that any board in the city, not just animal service, any board that makes a vote, the director should have to respond to that vote on a public website. They can say no, but our citizenry deserves transparency. We need it. We're the ones that pay the bills. We need the transparency. But I'll get off my soapbox, and I want to say that we've only got a little bit over 60 days until Election Day. I really need y'all to come through as much as you can. I'm out hitting doors every day. I hit over 100 myself today. Please do what you can. Obviously, y'all came here today and contributed. I can't thank you enough for that. I wish I didn't have to ask for money. It's my least favorite part of campaigns, but without those contributions, our platform, what we're pushing right now is just a set of ideas. With your contributions, we can pay for the mailers we need. I can pay the staff that's nice enough to work for what I'm able to pay. And we can actually carry our ideas and turn them into our city's future. Again, you could also come and volunteer. And even if you don't have time to volunteer, find a friend that lives on a busy street. I used to have a jaded view on yard signs because I'm used to working for a candidate that everybody knows already. I've discovered through being a candidate myself that those yard signs do a lot. I've actually had people walk up to me and said, I saw your yard sign, my neighbor's yard, the website's on it. I checked out your website and I'm supporting you. I've heard that several times while I've been out knocking on doors. So while that may not sound like a big deal to find a big location on Central, somebody on Central in the room, give me your yard sign space. Yeah, come on, help me out.
He's agreed to it.
There, okay, awesome. Are you serious already? Awesome, thank you. I was joking there. I did not know that happened already. But that actually goes a long way. Another thing we have to do is September 8th is the last day to register to vote. If you want to vote in this election. Now, I would recommend registering earlier because basically early voting is so incredibly easy to do. September 18th to October 3rd is going to be early voting. You can vote at any early voting location. So if you're driving to work and you say, oh, that's an early voting location, bam, knock it out. You walk in, you vote, you walk out. These local elections aren't like presidential races, so the lines, though I do expect a higher turnout than usual in this one, we need people to actually make sure they go do early voting because A, it gets it out of the way quick. B, it frees you up on election day, so you can help us out on election day, please. But yeah, at the end of the day, and also, let me make sure I hit this point. When you go to vote, take some friends with you. Make them go with you, because when you talk to your friends, it makes such a bigger deal than if I go up and talk to him, it's a bigger deal because I'm a candidate running and I'm actually talking to the voter. But when one of my volunteers walks up to a stranger, it's powerful, but it's not as powerful as someone talking to somebody they know. Word of mouth is very strong. Our social media presence is unbelievable, and I can't thank y'all enough for making that possible. But that's how we get the word out. That's how we get people to vote. That's how we make a difference, and that's how we change this city for the better. We aren't just the future. We're now. Good souls are what make this city what it is. Good souls are what separate us from other cities like Nashville. No offense, Nashville. But good souls and good people are what are going to move Memphis forward. Thank y'all.
You have your beer back. Nice job.
Thank you. Oh. Don't forget the photo booth in the back. Have a good time. Thanks again, Bryce. You roll.